this is Nadine at Elements. Welcome back to my kitchen, the center of my personal magic making for my family. And today I'm introducing you to Echinacea, commonly known as the purple coneflower. The purple coneflower is a beloved plant that originated in the Americas. Our First Nations people have been growing this plant for so many years. And while we can find the plant growing wildly, we know now that it's been over-harvested. So this is a sacred plant that we want to honor when we see this plant in nature. And when we use it for medicine, I'm growing it locally in my garden. If it was July, I would be introducing you to the beautiful purple, almost bright pink, magenta coneflowers growing right outside the studio. However, this is March. Our concern is our immune system. And so I'm showing you a lovely photo from the January pages of Rosemary Gladstar's herbal calendar for 2020. You can still pick one of these up. It's my favorite calendar. It's absolutely beautiful, has recipes in it. So the purple coneflower was highlighted and I began working with it in January. Sometimes I'll take a week or a month and study and work with a plant, get to know it, learn the ins and outs of maybe what that plant energy brings. During that time, I found this beautiful passage that I'd like to share with you that's fitting for these times where we're finding ourselves home. Echinacea. This is the plant of consciousness. Echinacea stimulates and awakens your consciousness, helping break up and release outdated personal stories, emotions, and attachments that are holding you back from positive growth and self-realization, and awakening awareness of your true self when you have forgotten or lost connection. Isn't that beautiful? This time of being home, reconnecting with your true self, reconnecting with what's really important, because we too often get busy in our daily lives and can forget what we really need to be more conscious of. And so today I'll be teaching you how to use Echinacea, the plant of consciousness, to make a beautiful immunity tincture. This tincture was one that I prepared in January. It's been resting for the last 6 weeks so that the medicine from the roots and leaves has been soaking into what I used, a pure grain alcohol. And now I will take that and bottle it with you. Join me here in just a moment. Hi, welcome back. I wanted to give you a close-up of the Echinacea tincture that we're going to be bottling. This jar of tincture has been in the back of my apothecary medicine cabinet for the last 6 weeks. So about 6 weeks ago, late January, I gathered some roots, leaves, and petals of Echinacea plant from a local herbal store. I placed those into a mason jar, and then I topped that off with pure grain alcohol. Now, if your family or whoever you're sharing this with has young children or any kind of problems with the liver or alcoholism, you could substitute this and make a vinegar or a glycerin-based immunity blend. And if you privately message me, I can share that process with you. But for today, I'm using pure grain alcohol because of the high alcohol content. Other times I might use a tincture that I use vodka or brandy with. They also can be substituted. I kind of look to what herb I'm using and what I think would be a good match for the flavor. I really want this to have minimal flavor. I'm going to be adding 2 to 5 milliliters 3 times a day to perhaps hot water and honey. I could take this with water. You might be able to take that amount straight, but that wouldn't probably be something to my taste. So we could use this in a variety of ways. I could see it added to a green smoothie or something. This is going to benefit immune and respiratory health specifically. There are many other benefits, but those are the two things that we're interested in during this time. So I place this in the back of my cabinet or somewhere close that I will remember to take out and shake and infuse with prayers and intentions every day. Just like when I'm in my garden or nourishing my houseplants, I want to infuse prayers, intentions, healing energy into the medicine that I'm making every single day. We know from the time we're children growing up and we've experimented with talking to plants and seeing how that changes the benefits of that plant's growth. And it is common that herbalists believe that infusing prayers and healing energy into the medicine we're using provides many of the same benefits. So I encourage you to experiment on your own with that and see how it turns out. So I'm going to then take this out after 4 to 6 weeks. I've prepared an advanced cheesecloth, a colander, and a small bowl. This is a small amount of tincture that I'm going to strain through my cheesecloth. I'm going to return to this later this afternoon, but for this time, I'm going to squeeze as much of this echinacea out as I can. I want this to get every bit of this healing liquid. It's perfect that we're right about St. Patrick's Day now. You're going to see that this is an incredibly, if I had a clear jar, why don't I show you in my clear jar? This is a beautiful bright green liquid. You can see that. Maybe I have a prayer for St. Patrick to move healing energy through this, benefit our immunity, and what did I tell you earlier, our consciousness. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Then I'm going to pour it into my small tincture bottles. I use these tincture bottles frequently. They're medium-sized. You can choose whatever size you like. They have a dropper so that I can then measure out either by the drop or by the 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon recommended commonly 3 times a day. They're dark because that's going to protect the medicinal value. I'm then going to label them. I encourage that highly. Can't say it enough. I have the name. This is an Echinacea tincture. It was bottled on March 17th, 2020 with pure grain alcohol. And I'm going to use 2 to 5 milliliters up to 3 times a day for no more than 10 to 14 days. Then I need to take at least 3 days or perhaps longer and not take this tincture. This isn't something we're using every day all year. If we do that, then the benefits diminish actually. So we want to take a break from this and then return to it when we need it. The timing in this tincture was to be the season of kapha, because this increases vata. Vata is cooling and drying. Kapha energy, if we're looking at Ayurveda, we know is moist, warm, damp. I want to balance that with the opposite. And an echinacea tincture is great. It increases vata, so we're not taking this in the fall. This is our late winter throughout the spring blend, early summer, when we have really those deep respiratory effects of perhaps our immune system being compromised. And you can learn a whole lot more or send me any questions that you have about this and how you might want to use it. Always use your own best judgment and talk to your physician before beginning this. You want to check and make sure that you're not taking a medicine or have a condition that this would be contraindicated for. If you have allergies to daisies, echinacea is a similar plant. It would cause similar side effects. So just because it is an herb doesn't mean it's for everybody. You have to be wise with how much you use. There can be too much is a real thing. And we have to be wise about our bodies and what is best for us. So with you on this healing journey, I hope that you get into your kitchen and begin some magic medicine making. Send me your questions and I'm happy to help. Blessed be.